Today we've got the FA Cup final, which reminds me, I've got to get my suit on. Right, now ready to go. Birthday suit for the win. So come on, let's kick some.
You've got to put some clothes on.
What?
Can't be at Wembley with no clothes on. You need to put some clothes on.
Man. Right, now we're ready for the FA Cup final. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Life at Leeds with me, GWFM. Today we've got the FA Cup final, as I've just mentioned in the pre-intro thing. Just a few things just to clear up just before we get into the said game, and that is that eagle-eyed of you have probably seen already. The Premier League is actually over, and we're in 5th place. So let's quickly have a look at the table. We finished up on 69 points. We finished 2 points behind Tottenham, and this is what happened. We had a game in hand against Arsenal, which sadly, it was an exciting game. Again, another 8 goals. And yeah, 5-3 we lost, and this is taking ages, there we go. And yeah, it was a bit of a topsy-turvy game. We went 1-0 up, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, can we actually do it? The answer was no, because Lewandowski had other ideas, as well as Lacazette. We put up a decent fight, but in the end, even though we edged it because of the possession and we had the same chances, but it wasn't to be, and sadly, that pretty much, if we won that game, we would have gone through, because the last game of the season, playing with our reserve keeper, because of course Ruddy is on loan from Norwich and couldn't play against him, and we had James Wood in goal. As you can see, awful stats. And yeah, we did well. We had 10 men as well after 11 minutes, and I thought, hey, here we go. And for large periods of time, despite obviously we went, we were 1-0 up already, and then it went to 4-0 at half time with 10 men, and then they got 2 goals in 2 minutes, made it a little bit nervy. But large periods of time, Tottenham actually. Let's just have a quick look. Where are they? Tottenham obviously played against Everton, a tough ass, but they absolutely bossed the game. They won 1-0, the goal scorer got sent off, gave us a little bit of hope at the end, but sadly it wasn't to be. So it does mean we are going to be in the Euro Cup next season, which is a shame. As you can see here, 69 points, it's 2 points behind Tottenham. Absolutely gutted about that. It does mean that there's only going to be potentially one more season for Life at Leeds. I do want to get into the Champions League if I can, and have a crack at that, because that's what I remember mainly. I mean, obviously, I remember Leeds winning the title the season before the Premier League, but I'd like the best thing I can remember for my youth is when we were in the Champions League, and that particular season. And I'd like to get to there and try and replicate it, if not do better, of course, because we got to the semi-final of the Champions League. Palace and Swansea and Middlesbrough have gone down, but we'll come on to the end of the season thing after the FA Cup final. So it's been a while since we've played against Fulham. Obviously, they haven't come into the Premier League. They have this time. They're second in the Championship. That's where they've finished. Look at the key players. We've got James Beattie, former coach of ours. Doesn't actually look bad. He's really been improving quite a lot, to be fair. And he's not going to be a pushover that you'd think he would be. Tom Kearney is the captain and still a really good player. A lot of 15s about, but very good for the Championship. Good at best, I'd say, for the Premier League. As you can see there, 2.5-star player, but he's very good, of course. Ragnar Sigurdsson is the vice-captain. Don't really expect him to play, especially since he's got a broken leg and is still recovering, albeit only a day. But the key man, and I think a lot of people know about this guy, that's Britt Assombalonga. And yeah, he's for me, arguably, he would have been arguably the best striker in the Championship at one point. He's actually out of contract in the summer, so that might be interesting. But anyway, yes, I digress. Let's have a look at our team selection. So, strange one here, because I always thought that Wood was going to have to play in goal. And for some reason, all of a sudden now, Rajkovic is available to play. So he's going to be making his debut in the FA Cup final. Not entirely sure why. Not going to complain at all. He's definitely going to be starting. But we're also going to go with Manquillo at right back, Angelino at left back, Veltman and Nguene, the centre back pairing. Got a bit strongest side going. We've got Father Gabriel and Anthony Green in the middle of the park. Now you might be thinking, what are you doing, G? Why haven't you got any, big ballers in the middle of the park, such as Lerma? Well, Lerma's suspended because he got sent off, of course, in the last game of the season, and Arthur's injured. And I just think, looking at Father Gabriel, he's got 13 tackling. I don't think that's that bad, to be fair. So I'm going to play him there. He played against Norwich there. And then we're going to go Eunice on the left and Mateus Pereira on the right with Clough and Isaac up top. It would have been Cheek and Andos, but it's cup tied. But it's basically our strongest side available to us. So hopefully we can go out there, bring home some silverware, and at least get a bit of a silver lining after failing to get into the Champions League. Today it's the FA Cup final at Wembley, and it's Leeds United FC against Fulham FC. Right, so we played really well last time. It was his first win, I think, in 5, maybe 6, I can't remember exactly. But I'm just going to pick up where you left off. It's a league below us, like, challenge, if you like. Obviously, they're coming into the Premier League next season, so technically I suppose you could call them a Premier League side now because the season's over and done with. But we just want to... I'm just telling them basically to pick up where they left off and giving them faith, and hopefully that should see us with enough of a motivation to get us a win. But I'm not looking forward. Last time I gave a big money goalkeeper who's decided to have number 95 as his favourite number for some reason a debut. He let him 4 goals, so that's why I was a little bit even though it's a no-brainer, I was kind of reluctant to put him in and stick with James Wood because he's got 2 wins out of 2. You know what I mean? So probably a little bit harsh on Wood, on James Wood, the regen. But we've got underway. Suit ready, of course. Nguene up for it as well, which for some reason gets forward at all times or something daft. Father Gabriel finds Eunice. What can he do? He can lose out to Marion. Great bit of play there, fella. Cheers. Green. Square to Gabriel. Now it's Pereira. Square to Clough. Clough, first time ball. It's another poor ball now. Sambalonga can get it wide right. He's charging forward, needs support, doesn't find it. Finds Nguene's big shoulder, I was going to say, as he barged him out of the way, but that was a pitiful pass. Straight away there. I don't know what I'm saying. Straight away. There's another. Oh, what's going on? I can't even get my words out because there's so much going on. Oh no, Jacobs. Rajkovic makes a save. I expected that to go in the back of the net. He's not made of papier-mâché yet. Wait and see. Jacobs or Jacobs. It's probably just Jacobs. I don't know what I'm saying. Jacobs. Jozabed. That's probably more of a H instead of a J. And yeah, it's Fulham. It's started the brighter. Looking at this. Right. It's a long time played there, and it's 2 minutes to half time. Can we get a chance just before the end of the half? Angelino's getting forward. First time we've seen him this game. Isaac heads it in. Get in. Come on. Isaac with a header. 70th goal of the season. We've been really... I was just about to say we've been missing Larson. He's been injured long term. It's been showing really because against... No disrespect to Fulham, but in this sense here, we're like a top 5 Premier League team, and against the lesser teams, Larson seemed to have a habit of scoring goals against him. Is kind of invaluable. So basically, complacency is the game here. We need to not lose focus here. Isaac definitely needs some faith. I'm going to stick with... Oh, nice one to turn green. I'm going to stick with... well, I'm going to have to tell him he's calm. Stop breaking yourself off, G. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Clough for the time being. And then we'll have to wait and see. I might bring on Knox, but he's his only recognised striker because, like I said, Larson's injured. So it's not very good. But yeah, we get the second half underway. Eunice is on it now. Skips away from 2 and finds Green, who gets tackled, and now it's a Sambalonga looking for the box-to-box midfielders. Instead, Veltman makes a tackle, but it's like a passing motion, and Isaac's there. Oh, Bond. James Bond getting in the way. Probably not James Bond. My name's Bond. James Bond. That's my best impression I can do off the top of the dome piece. Right, so I'm just making 2 changes. It's 2 players that have played particularly poor. Clough got 6.4, Pereira 6.5. So just Knox is coming on. Big target man type. Hopefully can do the job of complete forward. And Delafeu just basically swapping to the left, Eunice to the right, covering for Pereira. Right, so Isaac has it now. It's a bit nervy now. There's 10 minutes to go. I think Fulham are going to go for it here. And Ken is on the ball, plays it wide to Maitland-Niles. He's in a crossing position with no one pressuring him. It's played in, Sambalonga scores a goal. Rajkovic scores, concedes on his debut. And 28th goal of the season, of course. And now my ass is like this. It's undeserved, has to be said, but if you don't put away your chances and you're only one goal up, you're going to be asking for trouble. And Sambalonga there, showing why Rakovic is made of papier-mâché, as we mentioned earlier. Instant highlight. I was just about to do a cheeky calm concentrate as well, just before, to quote Loki Doki. And the highlight came about, and I'm like, oh, you bastard. But anyway, Father Gabriel finds Knox. Knox now. What can he do? He can try and find Eunice. It's cleared away on his far as Sambalonga, but Gwene with a great interception. Isaac, come on, mate! He's got it! Come on, Isaac! The man, the myth, the legend that is. 18th goal of the season. And he gets a goal. Instant reply to put us back on the front foot. Thank God for that. On Gwene, nice little clearance come past. Cheeky back heel from Delefeu. And Isaac, near post. Bond should have done better. He too was made of papier-mâché. And yeah, the defender outside him goes like this. Like he's part of a rap song. I'm not complaining though. 2-1. Come on! So I'm just bringing on Liam Brick up for Father Gabriel. Basically, it's a time-wasted sub. I'm hoping I'm not going to regret it. And they're going to get a last-minute equaliser. But that's what the idea is. And I'm going to try and do a cheeky calm concentrate at the same time. Come on, can't concentrate. Oh, too late. The highlights happened, but it's at the end of the game. Ticker tape. Show me that goldness. Maitland-Niles plays it field to Sambalonga. Come on, don't do me dirty. Joseph Bent. Oh, what a save, Rajkovic. And there's a glitter tape, whatever it is, ticker tape. Get in, mofo. But yes, at least silver lining, as I said before. Congratulations, lads. Happy with your performance out there. Yeah, that's it, basically. That's all I can say. We've won the trophy. It's my very first trophy since going onto YouTube on Football Manager. It's my very first trophy, so I'm really pleased with that. The suit has brought me luck. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's have a gander now at some of the end of the season stuff. Obviously, we won the FA Cup and debuts and everything like that. Don't think there's anything on there that we need to be bothered about. I'm just going to go straight into our squad screen and let you know what's been going on. So as per, I'm just going to do the top 5, like the ones that are not on loan. Appearances, the leading appearance makers are Pereira, Isaac, Angelino, Veltman and Manquillo. 41 appearances with so many sub appearances as well. But they're the ones that started the most games. Goals, leading goal scorers, Clough and Larson. Larson, I would imagine, would have got close to 30, I think, if he hadn't got injured. Got injured about 2 months before the end of the season. He might have got about 25, 26, I reckon. Don't know why I said 30 in the first place. But look at that, the goal return from 21 starts and 19 off the bench. It's very impressive. But yeah, Isaac, 18. Pereira, 15 from the wing, which is fantastic. And Andre Green chipping in with 9 goals as well, the cheeky little so-and-so. Assist makers, Isaac was 17, playing as the complete forward, of course. Pereira was 16. Those two have been exceptional. The only issue with Pereira is his big game performance. He always seems to be basically a little shite. But against the lesser teams, he does really, really well. So he's invaluable for that reason. Anthony Green came in, actually, with 10 assists, along with Delefeu and Andre Green and Zach Clough. So, very good return, really. Lots of assist makers from different areas as well. Mainly the wings, but Anthony Green's in the middle of the park, so you can't really say that. And then, for me, the big one, average rating, Big Ken, of all people. He became mainly third, fourth choice centre-back. 7.54 average rating, which is very impressive. On Gwene, playing more games, of course, 7.52, so a little bit more impressive in my book. Adam Webster, 7.47. For Rowney, 7.46. Again, doing the backup right back has done better than the first team one, really. Joel Veltman coming in as well with 7.34. He's been a very good signing, if I'm being completely honest. Watched him against Ajax in real life against Man United. I thought he was quite good. Got a nice cheeky take one for the team yellow card as well, so that was very pleasing as well. Then we'll move on to the key passes. Isaac made 84 in total, which was it's quite impressive, really. With Pereira 62, Clough 42, Green 35, and Delefeu 30. Looking at key headers, 120 from Ongwene, Tank, 84 Veltman, 69 Webster, Isaac with 61 and 59 from Big Ken. Obviously, the defenders and your complete forward, your main one. So yeah, that's pretty good as well. Key tackles, again, Ongwene, Veltman, Big Ken and Webster leading the way, with Angelino chipping in with a modest 14. Mistakes, a big one, really. Angelino, the left back, he's been the leading one every single season. Veltman with 79. I'm going in with 70, 66 from Lerma, and Pereira with 54. Goal mistakes, which is probably the most key, to be fair. Big Ken mid-4, that's why he seemed to drop down the pecking order a little bit. I'm going in with 3, Veltman with 3, Manquillo with 2, Peacock Farrell with 2, surprisingly. But Lerma got 1 as well, and Ruddy, of course. So looking at who we've got like wanted at the minute, pretty much all his centre-backs, apart from Webster, are all wanted. Manquillo and Faraoni are both wanted as well. Might look to bring in next season Serge Campos, because if I just show you him here, he's a wonder kid and he looks shit up, basically. So he's going to be coming into the side next season. So probably going to be losing Manquillo or Faraoni. That's looking further ahead. Jefferson Lerma was promised Champions League football, but he said because we were so close to it, he's going to give us another year on that promise. And yeah, it's just a couple of other players like Matthew Knox looking like they might be on the way. If I can get someone else in, I don't know, because Matthew Knox is just, because I'm focusing on 1 more year maybe. I'm thinking go big. It's either Zach Clough or Knox that's going to go probably. I'm not entirely sure 100% yet. Manager of the year, we won it again. We came 5th. I think we came 6th last season, came 5th this year, and we've won it again. So that's very pleasing, at least. Yeah, so that shows that we're doing something right. So I'm very pleased about that. Other than that, looking at this, we haven't really got anyone on apart from Isaac with 12 assists in the Premier League. Everywhere else is dominated by other teams, sadly. The Euro Cup was won by Paris Saint-Germain in the end, so we lost to the finalists, not the winners, so that was a bit gutting, but it was on penalties. Obviously, we won the FA Cup, and we got knocked out by a Championship club in Queen's Park Rangers, which was won by Arsenal. So, yeah, a decent season. We've won silverware for the first time in God knows how long. Very pleased about that. I'll read up about it afterwards. All there is now to just say is, yeah, hope you have enjoyed the video. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Surely you have. We've just won the FA Cup. It was nervy right to the end. Arsehole like this. I'm in a suit. So surely that's going to be worth a like. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Hopefully I've enticed you into pressing that subscribe button. And yeah, hopefully you can join us next season. Because basically, we've only got maybe 1 year left of life at Leeds. Maximum 2 years. We've got to get in the Champions League next season. If we don't, I'm going to have to call it off because I want to move on to something else on Football Manager. I've got another sort of idea in my head at the minute that I want to do. But we get to about the halfway stage and everything's died down a little bit now with regards to football season's finished. And I just want to try and do something a little bit different. We'll have to wait and see. But first we've got to finish this series off. So hopefully you can join us at the beginning of next season. We'll have all the transfer activity and probably the first game of the season. Hopefully you can join us for that, and until then, I'll see you then. Bye bye.